Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video we are going to learn how to make this beautiful gown from start to finish. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Grace. Do well to subscribe so that YouTube can let you know anytime I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. I'm going to cut the skirt part of it. So I start by folding my material into two and I further fold it into four. So I'm cutting both the front and the back piece together. All right. So I'm drawing my starting line to serve as the waistline as well as the starting line. From the waistline, I'm going down by 9 inch. That is my hip point, and I draw a straight line like so. For the length of this satin, I make it 38. I'm going to be adding my normal measurement in the lace. I will add extra 5 inch to this measurement when I'm cutting the lace. This is actually the lace material that I will be using, and it's very beautiful. I'm now dividing my waist circumference into 4. I mark that point plus 2 inch for stitching allowance. I also divide my hip circumference into 4 plus 2 inch for stitching allowance. So after that, I connect from the waist down to the hip like so. So I'm going to measure what I have at the hip. I will take it at the I will mark the same point at the hem of my skirts or the gown, and after that I'm minusing 1.5 inch. You can actually minus 2 inch if you really want it to be very pencil. So in my case I use 1.5 inch. So I connect it like so, and after which I'm cutting it out. Guys, have you seen how simple it is to cut the skirt part of it? This is for the front and for the back as well. It's very simple. For the center bar, you can see that the folding I've left about 1 inch to 1.5 inch space for the zipper allowance, and I'm cutting it out like so. After cutting it out, I'm going to use this satin as a pattern to cut out my lace, and I will be adding some inches down to the hem of this lace to complete my normal length. Okay, and the next thing I'm doing right now, I'm trying to use gum to marry my lace and my satin together. As you can you see the hem of this lace is quite longer than the satin, so that is the style you should always go for. I will take it to my machine and stitch the both sides together so that I can now shape it out. Guys, at this point you can decide to use lining to turn yours, but honestly, to be honest with you, the lace I'm working with is very tough. Even the stone out of this lace is very difficult to pull out, so I'm going to shape it like so. I will be weaving the side. I'm going to join my front and my back piece and shape it. Before I shape the back and the front, I'm using my front to chalk out my normal measurement. So I'm now marking quarter of my waist, quarter of my hip, and I connect it like so. I'm also going to take it down. If you have 2 inch as the side sewing allowance, also use the same measurement at the hem, or you can even decide. If you have 2 inches at the side as the sewing allowance, you can decide to pencil it a bit more, or you maintain that same 2 inch down to the hem of your lace, which is exactly what I'm doing. For me, I maintain what I have, and you can see me connecting it like so. After connecting it, I'm going to make sure that the chalk is thick enough. Then I'm going to flip it wrong side facing and tap on it so that I will have the exact measurement on the other side. guys, it's actually feasible off camera. So with that, I have the same measurement on both sides. So you can see me placing my two back piece together, and I've taken it to my machine and stitch it down like so. So the next thing I'm marking now is how long I want my slit to be, after which I'm ironing it out. Okay, make sure that you press down all your seam allowance flat, which is exactly what I'm doing. And guys, can you see that it's becoming beautiful? So I'm not going to leave my dress like this. I'm going to remove this knit, because this is how my lace come, this is how the lace come with. I'm not going to leave the knit like so. I want to grade some edges for my lace, so I'm trimming out the design, which I will use it later to gum the hem of this lace and also the neckline for the top part of it. So moving on to the top part of it, I've folded my front piece into two as well as my back piece. I'm cutting both the front and the back together. So right now I've stepped down by 1 inch. I will advise, if you have more fabric, you come down by 2 inch and you connect like so. I mark my bust point, my under bust point, my waist, and my 1 inch for sewing allowance, which I've drawn them on a straight line. The next thing I'm taking now is my dart point. So I'm marking 4 inch. I mark this 4 inch straight down, starting from the shoulder to the waist. I mark 4 inch and I connect it on a straight line. Sorry guys, I tried to label it out but it wasn't working. Okay, the next thing I'm doing now, I'm inputting half of my shoulder measurement plus 1 inch and also another 1 inch for stitching allowance. At the waistline, I'm marking 2 inch. I mark this 2 inch up to the under bust point. This 2 inch end at the under bust point. So from this bust line, I'm curving it like so. Okay, make sure that you give it a very nice curve. So from the same bust point, I'm connecting it to the 1 inch I added for the east, and from that same bust point, I'm going to connect it to that 1 inch for stitching allowance, which I've done so. I already have a video on this channel on how to cut a princess dart bustier, shoulder princess dart bustier. If you haven't watched that video or you don't actually understand this particular video, check the link below this video to watch another of my princess dart bustier, so that you get to know what I'm doing. So right now I'm trying to chalk out this same measurement on my back piece so that I will not miss out. Okay, so after which I'm cutting out my front piece. And after cutting out the back piece, since I've already chalked out that measurement at my back piece, I'm marking out my zipper allowance space. I'm also marking out, connecting all those those straight line that we have at the front piece. I'm also marking them out at the back piece. Even the dot line, I've make it bold. Okay, so now I'm still marking this 2 inch that we mark at the front. The only difference is that at this back piece, the 2 inch gets to the bust point. Okay, and from I also try to chalk out That 1 inch I added for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. So at this point from the bust line, I'm connecting it like this. I connect from that bust point to 1 inch for ease allowance, and from that 2 inch and I connect it to that 1 inch for sewing allowance. Again, if you don't really understand what I'm doing, I'm going to be dropping another of my princess that bustier in the description down below so that you get to watch it. I'm trying to speed up this video because it might be quite long. So this is how I'm going to stitch it down. I'm going to place it like so and stitch it down with a very loose stitch, guys, because we are actually going to loosen it. Okay, so right now I'm dividing my bust circumference into 4 and I place it. I add 2 inch for stitching allowance. I'm also dividing my waist circumference into 4, placing it at the waistline and add 2 inch for stitching allowance. I place my tape at the under bust, which is 18 inch, and I mark how open I want my armhole to be. So I'm making use of 8 inch. Okay, for the neckline I will be making use of yoke in this dress, as you have seen on the from the starting of this video. So I'm using the neckline to be 3 by 3. Sorry, for the depth of the front neckline I make it 3.5. It all depends on what you want, guys. You can play around it. So at this point I'm also marking my shoulder measurement plus 1 inch, and I curve my armhole like this. I've also take how open I want or how long I want my yoke to be, guys. Okay, this is how open I want my yoke to be, so I'm cutting it out like so. You can decide to make your yoke a bit more big or longer in length, and I want it small as well because I'm using it in a wedding at the north sides. I wouldn't want any part of my body to reveal. So after which I'm using my yoke as a pattern to get the back yoke. Okay, for the depth of my back neckline I will be making use of 2 inch. For the depth of my back neck I will be making use of 2 inch, and I divide my bust circumference into 4, my waist circumference also into 4, and I mark it like so. After which I'm cutting it out. Just pay attention to the way I'm cutting it out. So after cutting it out, at this point I'm going to loosen it. Remember I told you, try to make it a loose stitch. Okay, I'm going to loosen it and stitch it down now, and this time around I'm going to make it a very tight stitch. So I'm trying to break this keyhole at the back, so just use your hand and form a kind of curve the way you want it to be. This is how open I want it to be at the back. So also remove your zipper allowance at the back of your yoke if you want it to be fitted at the back. Okay, so I've also removed my zipper allowance at the back for the yoke because I don't need that. So after that, I'm loosening it out. I'm going to loosen it, iron it, and stitch it back. This time around, I'm going to be making it one by one, stitching it one by one. This is the material I will be using for the bodice, and I will be using the lace for the yoke. So I've also go ahead to cut it out on my main piece. For the main piece, I've also go ahead to pad it out for the yoke. You can see me adding ½ inch at the hem of my yoke for stitching allowance. Okay, so like I said, I will take it to my machine to stitch it one by one, the normal way we stitch a bustier. Which I've done that already. So I'm going to notch them and iron them open. Okay, it's very important you notch it, okay, and iron it open. So the next thing I'm doing right now, I'm notching the center or this V area. I also notch it on my yoke, and this is how I'm going to place it and stitch it down. It's actually looking beautiful. For the back, this is how I'm going to place my yoke. I'm going to sandwich it between the main piece and the lining and stitch it down. After stitching it down, I'm going to flip it, making sure that all the seam allowance is toward the lining, and top stitch it. Okay, after top stitching, this is what we have. It's looking very beautiful. So make sure that you iron your bustier very well. Use your ironing ball to iron your bustier. If you don't know how to make use of this ironing ball, I have a video on this channel where I teach on how to grate your own ironing ball. Okay, you can check that out. I will be dropping the link in the description of this video below. So I'm going to shape the side and attach it to my gown, and attach any sleeve of your choice. Let me know in the comment section if you love this type of my sleeve, or you go ahead and attach any sleeve of your choice. So I'm going to shape the side off camera and attach any sleeve of my choice. Okay, and I will be right. And this is the final result of what I have. Thank you so much for watching till the very end, and do not forget to like this video, share this video, and leave me a comment. If there is anything you want me to do that I'm not doing in this video, drop a comment so that I can get back to you. And see you all in my next video. Bye.